uh, Diane Bailey of Menlo Spark and in City of Menlo Park, and she's with us. I know she's really pressed for time, but we had some breaking news that for her to break. So go ahead, Diane.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate this opportunity. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and cut to the chase quickly. I'll make this really fast. And again, I appreciate the opportunity. Let's see if I can make this in. There we go. Okay. So I wanted to share with you all a little bit of news on building electrification progress out of Menlo Park. And my name again is Diane Bailey. I'm with a small community climate nonprofit called Menlo Spark. And we are really focused on helping the city of Menlo Park and the surrounding region accelerate a transition to a zero carbon economy quickly. Electrification is one of the key pieces, and that is also a key piece in climate action to preserve a safe and stable climate for everyone, which I'm sure you've already heard about a lot these past few days. And just to underscore that we're already feeling the impacts of climate and reducing our fossil fuel use right now today, including methane gas, is a good idea. We have no time to waste. I know that you heard from some of my colleagues earlier about why electrify buildings, why transition off of methane gas. It is a potent climate pollutant. It also carries some serious public health and safety risks. And we also have a real opportunity as we replace gas with electric to provide resilience and offer air conditioning or cooling to homes that don't have it and now suddenly need it because of our changing climate. And so there's an equity issue there too, to make sure that folks who don't have access to cooling are prioritized to get electrification assistance. And in Menlo Park, we've been talking about electrification for a while. Just to set this up quickly, in July of 2020, an ambitious climate action plan was adopted with a goal to become zero carbon by 2030. And one of the most important measures, one of the core measures, was a commitment to electrify 95% of homes and buildings, or the vast majority, by 2030 to help meet those climate goals. So last week, the city took a huge step forward on that big goal to address roughly half of the carbon emissions in Menlo Park. There was a historic public-private partnership that was reached between the city of Menlo Park and a company, a public benefit corporation called Bloc Power, to perform citywide electrification as well as workforce training. Menlo Park is the second city to do this type of citywide electrification agreement as a public-private partnership, following closely on the heels of Ithaca, New York. But we think that many more cities will follow. We hope so. We know that San Jose is in discussion and San Luis Obispo as well. And in Menlo Park, we plan to take this partnership to address disadvantaged communities first and really focus in on Belhaven to provide assistance in home upgrades and electrification. And in our first year, we'll be doing some pilot projects, just about 10 to 20 homes and buildings, potentially including Haven House, which is a homeless shelter, as well as a mid-pen affordable housing project. Stay tuned for that. And we hope in the next 2 years to ramp up in Menlo Park to serve 1,000 or more homes and buildings per year to meet those 2030 goals, and help everyone switch off of polluting gas to clean electric. And to help all of this become a reality, we're focusing early on workforce development. And we're just ramping up a partnership between Bloc Power and the local nonprofit Job Train to start intense 3-month training projects so that we have more installers and technicians to help with the project. Just a quick note about what is the project? What does it mean to work with Bloc Power? Bloc Power has helped to upgrade over 1,000 buildings so far. They've been around for several years now, and they've really served affordable housing and impacted communities as a priority. They have performed upgrades on a diversity of buildings, from churches to really large high-rise buildings that are in poor shape and need a lot of work. They specialize in electrification, providing heat pumps for heating and cooling, for water heating, cooking, laundry. But they also do other home upgrades as well. They do lead and asbestos remediation. They can install solar and battery energy storage, as well as EV charging. So there are a whole host of services we'll be looking at in these upgrades. And they can really help with the market transformation for electrification and get the costs down by making agreements with wholesale equipment providers and doing some bulk purchasing. And so these are some of the key steps that we're looking at in Menlo Park. We'll be ramping up community outreach about the program now that the partnership is signed by the city. We'll be working with stakeholders throughout the city to create a community advisory board, and this will really guide the project as it moves forward, take up thorny issues such as renter protections to make sure that there's a focus there. We'll be ramping up fundraising efforts to make sure that we have enough funding to pay for some of these home upgrades for low-income homeowners and for affordable housing, and to provide support for the job training programs. And then we'll be really working in the next few months to launch these job training programs. And that is our breaking news. I thank you so much. I'm not trying to say that this is an easy project, but I hope everyone can join together and keep equity and climate justice centered as we move forward with this citywide electrification. And I hope other cities will join us here soon. This is my contact info. And Dennis, thanks so much for having me. I really appreciate the opportunity to share
Sure
this
thing,
news.
Diane. I know you have to jump off, actually to pick up the kiddos. So
The kids are waiting at
good luck
summer
with
camp.
that. And yeah, I mean, the workforce development, I really am interested in following up on that as well. I think that's a great piece to this. As well, there's a lot of good pieces, but the training and the job development is a great thing. Okay, yes, thanks for putting the contact info in there, and we'll let you go.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so we're